Shalom and Namaste everyone. Because of the date today, it's important to me to talk about something that both India and Israel has in common. And trust me, this is something I am really not happy we have in common. Even though Israel and India are geographically far away, I don't know how to say that word, I'm sorry, bad English. And we're very different with like culture and religions, but we still have one really strong bond, unfortunately, which is the terror attack, and especially the radical Muslims terror attacks in Israel. And for this video, I will only talk about the rebuilt country of Israel, the one who was established in 1948. Even though if you've seen my videos before, you know that Israel used to be a kingdom here, and the 12 tribes of Jacob, the people of Israel, what I'm a part of, were here long before that. So from the terrifying terror attacks of buses being exploded and people like just stabbing random people in the streets in the second intifada in Israel, until the recent war we're having right now, Israelis live constantly in the fear of terror attacks. One of the well-known tragic terror attacks was the one in 2001 in the Dolphinarium in Tel Aviv, where this was a nightclub for teenagers, and a suicide bomber just came there and managed to kill 21 people, teenagers. So yeah, that was a very big and very known terror attack because that was targeting teenagers. In a similar way, India is also suffering from terrorists, not only from the people at the border, but also from terror groups inside of India. I told you about the terror attack in the Dolphinarium in 2001. In the same year, there was a terror attack in India targeting the Indian parliament. And until this day, we can talk about what happening in Kashmir by the terror organizations Lashkar Taiba and Jawisha Muhammad. I'm sorry, I honestly don't really know if I pronounced their name correctly, and I don't respect them enough to learn how to pronounce their names. I'll just call them terrorists. So for example, what they're doing in Kashmir until this day, it's absolutely terrifying. And one of the most biggest terror attacks that we all know about is the terror attack that happened in the 26th of November 2008. 10 armed terrorists from the Lashkar Taiba group actually came to Mumbai and managed to do so many terror attacks in different locations. The Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, a Jewish center, they managed to kill 166 people, hurt a lot of other people physically, and emotionally, way more people. Those attacks on India and Israel were meant to create fear in people, disrupt the day life, hurt the fabric of society and community. But those two nations again and again has proven the strength they have in front of this radical Islamic terrorism. After the 26th of November, we saw so many acts of humanity and heroism, and I'm talking also about the police and the army and the special force, but also about the civilians, the actual civilians who saw something happen and immediately rushed to see if they can stop it and if they can help people who are injured. Every time a terror attack is happening, communities are joining together in active solidarity and seeing how they can help each other. This battle in terror in India and in Israel is just proving that this is not really about culture, it's really not about borders, it's not about ethnic groups, it's also not a local problem, it's a worldwide problem. It's always about radical people trying to force themselves on others. And I believe that it takes not just, army and intelligence to fight this. It also takes communities to grow from it, to see how they can survive it and rebuild themselves again and again. So when we think about those terror attacks, it is important to remember that they try to divide us, but because we're a big community, a community who's part of the entire world, that's how we can be stronger. That's how we can fight them. India and Israel are both democratic countries that allowing people to practice their religion and their beliefs and the things they want to do as long as they're not hurting others, and a lot of different communities always working together to grow. And this is something terrorism is trying to destroy. So even though we're not going to forget those terror attacks and what happened, a value that both India and Israel are sharing in common, it's hope. The hope to create a better life for the next generations, to make peace and working together the norm and not fear and terror attacks constantly, to make young people in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Mumbai, Delhi, Kashmir, every other place in the world, be able to those youth to grow up without the fear of terrorism, working on dialects instead of distractions, and understanding instead of hate. And this is what I'm doing in my channel. I know a lot of people said they never spoke to a Jewish Israeli person before, and I'm giving you the platform to get to know me, and I am trying to get to know you, because this is the best way to fight people who try to divide us. By learning from each other, seeing how we're similar, seeing how we're different, and still having a communication and respect and love towards each other. This is our way to fight radical people who are trying to isolate each and every one of us. And this is, at the end of the day, the history of terrorism that India and Israel is having is not breaking us down, it's actually making us more stronger. So in a way to remember and honor the people that got killed in those terror attacks, we need to fight back the radical ideology. They're trying to make us scared and they try to divide us, and we need to do exactly the opposite. We need to learn about each other, we need to communicate with each other, we need to educate each other and learn from each other. And this is the best way for us as the world community to grow and fight back the radical terrorism. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. להתראות. Bye everyone.